All right, guys, how we doing? So I'm going to attempt, this is my second attempt at a full lawn renovation, or actually just one section. So I've got 11,000 square foot lawn, and I've got a 4,000 square foot section that's cut off from that section by a sidewalk leading from my front porch to the road, right? And that section was apparently, they did a renovation on my house a few years ago before I lived here, before I owned the house, and I guess they never reseeded it, so it's full of weeds. It's got tall fescue. It has a little bit of Kentucky blue where I've kind of filled in some areas back before I knew what I was really doing. I still don't really know what I'm doing. Just trying to figure it out, learn along the way. And along that way, I've learned that this, while it works very, very well, is only good for about 300 to 400 square feet and not the 4,000 that I'm trying to kill off. Great product. The key ingredient, this is a weed and grass killer by Roundup. It does very well. The key ingredient in there is glyphosate. It makes up about 40% of that jug. And what I needed was something more concentrated, so I found this. This is Farm General, hoping it works really well. We'll see what happens. I'll show the video along the way. So this is 41% glyphosate, and it's a concentrate, meaning I can take, it's about 1.5 ounces per gallon in my backpack sprayer, and it'll make 85 gallons of spray. So I'm gonna have to do it a few times to kill off this entire 3,000 to 4,000 square foot section. I think it's 3,500, give or take, but real easy instructions to find. It wasn't as easy to find the square footage that's actually killed. I wasn't sure, so I used, it's only $20. Wasn't a big deal. It's a nice little bottle, but I'm gonna throw it away. It did very well for that little section I had, but it just wasn't enough to actually kill it off. The plan is, though, to kill off this whole section, and I'll try to show some gradual videos to see how well this works over an hour or two. But the plan is 1.5 ounces of that per gallon. I've got a 4-gallon backpack sprayer here, which works very, very well. I love it. I'm going to do a nice rinse out. Alright, so I got my sprayer here filled up. This is kind of a mess I inherited. I've pulled out about 60 shrubs out of this property, cut down 4 trees, had their stumps ground out. But that's that sidewalk I was talking about. That separates my Kentucky blue from this mess. And the spots here that are dead are where I've sprayed some 2,4-D in the past, and it's just killed the creeping Charlie in that section. Yeah, most of this is tall fescue, which is this wider blade. This tall fescue is this wider blade stuff. I'm wanting the Kentucky blue over here as well, which is gonna be thicker, the darker stuff. Like this right here, it goes in nice and thick. All this I've had sprayed just recently. Hopefully this creeping Charlie dies off, which it looks like it might be. We're gonna hit it again soon. Plan here though is a full lawn renovation. I'm gonna kill all this off, do some leveling. I'm gonna aerate it very, very well. I'll dethatch it prior to that. We're gonna reseed it. The downside is I started this a little late. It's currently, what, May 10th? They say to have seed in the ground by May 15th, I want to say. So it's going to take 3 or so days to kill off, and then suppose I can plant right after that. So it should be fun. I'm just going to have to use a lot more water than I would if I started sooner. So let's get started. So spraying while it's windy out isn't the most ideal situation. It's not too bad today. It's kind of back and forth whether it's windy or not. It's Iowa. So you want to keep your wand nice and low. I'm going to keep mine maybe a foot off the ground. Give me a nice fan there. So I'm just going to walk around essentially. I'm probably going to do this in 3 sections here. I'm going to soak it really, really well. I've got 4 gallons. This is, I want to say, 3,500-ish square feet. I recommend wearing gloves, just like me. I'm not a trained professional. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk back and forth, back and forth. You can actually dye your spray, so you can actually tell where you've been, which is also what the professionals do. I'm not a trained professional. I'm a YouTube and error. But my plan is to kill all this stuff too. This grass, there's a rose bush that's half dead there. All this good stuff. There's a tree. I bought this house a couple years ago, and yeah, like I said, I pulled out 60-ish shrubs, plants, bushes, 4 trees. It's all been fun. I'm gonna go ahead and get started real quick. I'm gonna soak this very, very well. Alrighty, so I got everything sprayed, that section that I wanted to get done. I've got to keep my voice down. I've got a kid sleeping right now. But the main purpose of what I'm doing here, I inherited quite the mess. I think someone a decade ago, there was an older family that lived here. They planted quite a bit of shrubs, trees. I'm sure it looked amazing at one time. It's just unfortunately the people who moved in after, a time or two after that, just didn't, keep up with it. That's not what some people are into, so it's not their hobby. They don't care. I don't blame them. But now it's my mess. I've since cleaned it up quite a bit without really maintaining a focus on the lawn itself. I've done Scott's 4-step program. I never really seen really great results, and I think the measures I'm taking now are kind of just what's needed to be done. So this southern, my entire lawn is 11,000 square feet. Portion of that, the northern almost third, is separated by a sidewalk, as I said earlier. So that southern section is already Kentucky blue. Unfortunately, it's just full of creeping Charlie, crabgrass, and a couple bare spots just under. I've got 2 nice maple trees here, and there's a few spots underneath that just had moss previously, so I had to dethatch, reseed, and I need to do that again. But the section I'm working on, I'm gonna try and document it as much as possible because I think it's a neat thing. I'm not an expert at this. I'm pretty new to lawn care myself. I just enjoy it. It's a hobby of mine now. I'm in Iowa, for the record, and it's May 10th, which is, I'm getting a very late start to this. I was just postponing things. I have too many projects, as we all do, right? But the plan here is with this north section is I'm going to document it. So it's going to be a full renovation. I'm going to kill it, which is what I've hopefully done now. I did use that Roundup earlier, which is a great product. It just wasn't as much as I needed. I didn't realize that. Didn't do enough research. It happens. It was only a $20 loss, kind of expense there. So I waited the 3 days that they told you to wait, and I added yeah. So I would have sprayed that the 3rd. So the 6th would have been, the final day I could reseed essentially. But now it's the 10th, so I want to give a little bit extra time for applying even more product into the earth, right? So I've since sprayed today. I want to say it's 11:30 noon right now. I'll try to get a video of the next couple hours, kind of see what it looks like, and then tomorrow morning I'll get a good video and kind of see how much it killed off. Hopefully my lanes are nice and straight. Otherwise I'll go back through and kind of spot spray a few areas. The entire section didn't need to get killed off because my neighbor thankfully has done a good job keeping his lawn up in the past few years, so he's always kind of oversprayed into my property. I've only owned this property for 2 years now, so he's always kind of oversprayed for the previous owners, kind of keep everything from going into his yard. So a lot of that, thankfully, is, I didn't have to spray all the way up to his property line. I kind of hit a few areas. Like I spot sprayed some of the tall fescue, which is my issue. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this, is tall fescue, but it also just looks horrible over there. So kill it all off, and I'm planting Kentucky blue. So I got a big bag of that, like 25-pound bag, which is more than plenty for that section. It was about $100 for that. I'll get the brand later on. I'll have the brand of everything I used in the description down below. Yeah, so I ended up using about 8 gallons of that stuff. It was 1.5 ounces per gallon, and it said it was about 300 or 400 square feet each. I just walked super slow. I hit it really well. Hopefully I hit it nice and even. We shall see. I just use a backpack sprayer. I have a pole behind, but I had an issue with it, so I didn't use it. I need to fix something. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the results. So the next step is going to be, once it's dead, I've got a pole behind dethatcher, aerator. I've got a push fertilizer spreader. So the next plan is I'm going to dethatch it really, really well. Try to get all that dead stuff up and out of there. I'm probably going to level a few areas. I'm not going to do a full, this ain't going to be a full lawn leveling. I've got to do a lot over time, or a little over time, I guess, until I get to the fine tuning. But my goal is I have a nice flat lawn. That might be a year or two down the road. I've got a bunch of low spots to fix. There's a few trees I had the stumps ground out. So obviously that creates a low spot. I just reused the mulch and added it back in and packed it on top of it. I've got a lawnmower, so I can just keep adding dirt and keep rolling it and keep doing that kind of stuff. Eventually I get to where I need to go, but for this one, yes, sprayed it to kill everything off. And the next episode will probably be more of a dethatch, aerate, and hopefully seed if it's not too windy. I'll get some fertilizer in there eventually, and it's just water, water, water. I think the estimation is to get about 1 inch of water every single day. We're approaching kind of the deadline, which they say is May 15th for Iowa, this area of Iowa, to have your seed in the ground and to use as little water as possible, but we'll see. I'll make it work. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy me learning how to YouTube, learning how to do some lawn stuff myself. But yeah, any tips at all, send them my way. I appreciate it. If there's a brand that's going to work better than the other, if this doesn't work, hopefully it does. This was a garden home or garden something. I'll have that in the label, the spray. My seed, I'll have that in the label in all the videos here on out. This will probably be maybe a 3 or 4 part series, or if not, throughout the year. But this renovation should only be maybe 3 parts. We'll see. But thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Like, subscribe. I'm pretty new to YouTube, so anyone who subscribes to me now, I'm gonna sub back regardless. Yeah, any support, put it in the comments. Thanks. This is the second day. 20, actually just 24 hours later. It's looking a little crispy, not quite the color I want. This is that section where I sprayed some 2,4-D. What the heck is that? And I just killed a bunch of creeping Charlie, but there's a lot more over here. See, I got some tall fescue here. A little bit of everything. All those bushes are gonna go. Got some lawn leveling to do. This used to be an old tree in here, so I've got roots I gotta get ground out. There's one. There's a piece right here. It's good stuff. Gotta do some fill. Little pocket there. Pretty sure there used to be a tree here as well. I cut up and ground 4 trees. Looks like I might have missed a section right here. 2 little sections. Not a big deal. And this is more Kentucky blue over this way anyways. My neighbor did a good job taking care of his side of the property over the years. Not as concerned with this over on this farther end. That far end over here is where I was more concerned. Alrighty. It's not quite as dead as I wanted it, but I'm gonna mow today, dethatch it really, really well, sweep up the thatch, and then aerate it. Tonight I will seed it. This is day 3 of the kill.